This is Dan Dix here reporting for Press for Truth, coming at you with another installment of what you need to know. And today we have a lot of information to cover, so let's just jump right into it. In this video, we're going to be talking about the 1-year anniversary of the Mosque shooting that happened in Quebec, where despite the fact that no motive has been announced to this day, Canadian politicians are still using this event to call for a need to end racism and Islamophobia, as if those had anything to do with that event that happened 1 year ago today. We're going to show you an epic fail from a fitness company known as Strava, who recently accidentally revealed the locations, the staffing, patrolling routes, and the layouts of US and foreign military bases all over the world. And last but not least, we're going to be talking about Planned Parenthood and their latest announcement that they are now going to begin to provide transgender hormone therapy to minors. In our first story for today, we turn to Twitter as countless morons are jumping on the Down with Islamophobia bandwagon, because today is the 1-year anniversary of the mosque shooting that happened in Quebec, where a motive has yet to be revealed to the general public. But that hasn't stopped them from making idiotic statements such as this one. 1 year ago today, a white man went into an Islamic cultural center in Quebec and opened fire. He killed 6 people. This act of terrorism has slipped out of the Canadian consciousness and is a horrifying example of racism. Hashtag remember January 29th. Okay, first there, Gregory, you call this an act of terrorism even though there has yet to be a trial. So I guess due process is just a thing of the past here in Canada, eh? Second of all, you call this an act of racism despite the fact that Islam is not a race. So it is in fact you are the one who is perpetuating that idea when you don't even know what the killer's motive actually was. And thirdly, you don't know what the killer's motive actually was. But what you did see here was an opportunity to use this event in order to push your own political agenda. But at this point you might be saying, Dan, this is just some douche who's a nobody on Twitter. I mean, it's not like it's the Prime Minister making these statements, right? Cue the statement from the Prime Minister. This was a terrorist attack against all Canadians, meant to test our resolve and weaken our values. It failed. In the wake of the shooting, a solidarity movement formed across the country as Canadians united to condemn the attacks and counter hatred with hope. He goes on to say, the Government of Canada stands in solidarity with Canada's Muslim community. We will continue to fight Islamophobia and take action against it and all other forms of hatred and discrimination and defend the diversity that makes Canada strong. So do you see what he did there? He called this an act of terrorism even though this has yet to go to trial. And he followed that up by saying we need to end racism and Islamophobia, as if those had anything to do with this event that took place there. And even if they did, the term Islamophobia is a nonsensical term that needs to be rejected. I went to that mosque last year in the wake of the attack to warn Canadians about the coming conditioning that we were going to soon be faced with in regards to xenophobia and Islamophobia. And sure enough, Motion 103 soon followed. I also put together a video report titled The Canadian Government Changes the Narrative on the Quebec Mosque Shooting, and if you've missed that one or any of my other videos on this event, be sure to check the links in the description below, because they're really starting to turn the heat up in this boiling frog type scenario, and it's more important now than ever to separate the facts from the fiction. The bottom line is, for all we know, this could have been a breakup gone bad, as I've alluded to many times, and for good reason. And that would suggest that the shooter wasn't racist or Islamophobic at all. So I think people, and the Prime Minister included, really need to just chill out here and wait for an official narrative to at least be announced, and to stop all the political posturing in an effort to push their own political agendas. And moving on to our second story for today, the fitness app known as Strava recently accidentally revealed the locations of US military bases and various CIA black sites. San Francisco-based fitness company Strava posted their global heat map to their website containing 2 years worth of fitness data across several fitness devices such as Jawbone and Fitbit. The map is not live, rather it's a composite of overlapping routes. In most urban areas such as major cities such as New York, Strava's map appears as solid neon lines following just about every road on which one might exercise. And so, with just a simple search for, say, for example, an FBI academy or the NSA headquarters, you can see the routes where their agents go on daily jogs around the building. You've got people here finding activity on the Strava map seemingly in the middle of nowhere, like these two circles here in Yemen, where soldiers were using the Fitbit workout app and now their locations have been revealed. So what did this company Strava have to say about this massive security breach? Well, they issued a notice to their users saying that they should have marked their activities as private if they didn't want to have their locations broadcasted. So this should serve as a major wake-up call, ladies and gentlemen, that you may want to think twice about the apps that you are using, and you may want to take a closer look at the privacy settings on the ones that you do use, because when it comes to the bad ones, they're hoping you won't notice. If you haven't seen it yet, be sure to check out my viral video titled "Wireless Warfare Exposed, Declassified Military Doc Proves Smartphones Are Killing Mankind." And also, the iPhone X exposed, biometric identification is just the beginning. And last but not least, our third story for today, Planned Parenthood has just announced that they're going to begin giving transgender hormone therapy to minors. As of January of 2018, contingent on parental consent, children can now officially attain sex changes. We talk to them about their medical history, why they're seeking this care. Then, for most patients, it's providing prescriptions for medications that affect the changes they're looking for, said of Planned Parenthood's Transgender Hormone Therapy program, which has been available since October 2016, but is only now becoming available to young people under the age of 18. For viewers of this channel, this should come as no surprise, as we warned about this in videos like Transgender Summer Camp for Kids, or Bill 89 and Gender Identity for Children, What is the World Coming to?, where I interviewed the type of parents who would grant parental consent for their small child to get a sex change. And it's almost difficult to watch such terrible parenting, but it's important to know what we're dealing with here. What we're dealing with here is a mental illness, and it's Planned Parenthood and the so-called experts like them who are just adding to the problem instead of getting to the root cause. In my video titled, "Are You Transgender? Mental Health Expert Exposed?", I go into detail how our kids are being manipulated by these so-called experts in various organizations to make drastic, life-altering changes to their bodies, and the results, statistically, have been drastically bad, with an increase in suicide rates among these groups of people. So the takeaway from all of this, once again, ladies and gentlemen, is that we simply cannot trust our government in any way, shape, or form. Not with our security, not with our technology, and certainly not with our children. Be sure to check the description below for the links to all the videos that we talked about today, especially if you're new, you may have some catching up to do. That'll do it for today, my friends. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel here if you haven't already, and be sure to check the links in the description to find out how you can join us as a PFT member or a PFT patron. Videos like this are only made possible with your continued support. So thanks for watching, my friends. Click on that like button and share this video if you found the information to be useful. And stay tuned, we've got more video reports coming soon. This is Dan Dix reporting for Press for Truth.